Thank you all for being here this afternoon with us, this evening with us, especially with all the rescheduling that we had to do due to inclement weather. So we thank you all for taking the time for joining us this evening. My name is Claudia Gonzalez, and I am the coordinator at the district level that oversees the early colleges under the direction of Ms. Angie Sanchez, our CTE director. We thank you for your support. This meeting is your first step for the support that we will be needing throughout. If your child is selected for the early college programs, it already is showing the support that your child will be having for their post-secondary future success. So we thank you all for being with us here tonight. Before we begin with our meeting, I do want to welcome some special guests that we have. We do have Ms. Angie Sanchez, our CTE director. We have Ms. Michelle Lopez, our Alexander High School Early College Dean. Ms. Maria Teresa Lopez from United High School, she's our dean. And from Laredo College, which is the partner that we work with for obtaining our college courses, our college credit hours, we do have Ms. Roxy Castillo joining us this evening. So thank you, ladies, for being here with us. And towards the end, we will have the deans available to answer any additional questions or provide any additional input that they feel is important for our meeting. So in this meeting, we will be giving you a brief overview of what is early college, the requirements that we have for.
What happened?
I'm going to go ahead and increase my volume. I'm being told that it's a little low. All right, there we go. We are going to be giving a brief overview of what our early colleges are, the requirements of being an early college student, the dedication, the rigor of an early college program. We're going to go over the application process since it's right around the corner. Next Wednesday is our deadline. We don't accept any late applications, so we want to make sure that we go over the application process with you all. And towards the end, we will be going, allowing our deans to share any additional information with you all. And Laredo College, if they have anything else to add, of course, we will allow them to add on to our presentation. Before we begin, we also want to remind you to sign in to the Google form that has been shared on the chat. We also want to tell you that our Spanish session, if in case you prefer this session in Spanish, it is being offered at the same time, and we can put the Google link right there. Padres, si prefieren esta información en español, tenemos otra sesión en español ahorita por Google Meets. Vamos a poner el enlace en el chat room. Si prefieren esta información en español, está pasando la misma información, pero es en otro enlace. Y por favor, si les queremos pedir que puedan poner su micrófono en mute, if you can please put your mics on mute just to make sure that we don't get any echo. This meeting is being recorded so that we can upload it to our UISD early college page. So it is important that, so that we avoid any echo, etc. If you all can make sure that you are muted. Okay, so here we go. So again, good evening, parents. And this presentation is being given to you all by the CTE department. That is a department at the district level that oversees the 5 early college programs that we have. I'm going to go ahead and begin by showing you guys a video, a recruitment video. Our programs have been visiting the middle schools throughout last week and this week. We are extending them, of course, because of the cancellations all the way until next Monday. And this is a 5-minute video that will provide you with a lot of very valuable information that's going to answer a lot of questions for you all. And after this video, we will go ahead and proceed with the presentation. There's no audio, Claudia. Please let me know if it works now, the audio.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I've got some friends who you'll meet in just a few minutes. Meet Shayla, Abel, Layla, and Natalia, who will assist me with this amazing virtual field trip. That's right, it may not be the kind of field trip you're used to, but we promise it'll be fun and informative. We are proud to announce that UISD has 5 early college programs to offer to our students. Each of our high schools offer an early college program that allows students to earn an Associate of Arts degree. Additionally, we have Blicia, a program located at Johnson High School that specializes in health science and offers an Associate of Science degree. Throughout this video, we will talk to you about what our programs have to offer. Today, you will be visiting each campus and will be learning about our amazing programs while you sit there comfortably in your classroom or home. United ISD, in partnership with Laredo College, presents a unique opportunity to the students at each of our high schools. So, while they board the United Express and hit the road, I want you to pay close attention to the information that is going to be provided today.
Each of our high schools is a proud home of an early college program, which are small schools designed for students to earn both a high school diploma and an associate's degree, or up to 60 hours of credits towards a bachelor's degree.
Maybe you're interested in beginning a college career as a high school student and getting ahead with 2 years of college courses at no cost to you or your parents.
If you want to be considered for the early college high schools, you must first submit your application via the online portal at earlycollegeapply.uisd.net. And make sure you and your parents watch the mandatory parent orientation video located in that portal by the deadline indicated on the website. The parent orientation video contains valuable information about the expectations of the program.
Any interested 8th grade United ISD student is eligible to apply to their corresponding high school based on their attendance zone. So for example, if you are a student in United Middle School, you will be able to apply to the Alexander High School Early College Academy. If you are a student at Los Obispos, you will be able to apply to Johnson High School Early College. So be sure you know which early college high school you can apply for.
In February, students will be accepted using the performance-blind open access lottery system. If selected, you'll receive an email with instructions on the next steps that you must complete to officially become a proud early college student.
Once accepted, you'll be taught by teachers with Laredo College instructor credentials. They are some of the most experienced, knowledgeable, and dedicated teachers we have at United ISD. They're committed to preparing you with the skills and knowledge you'll need to be successful in college.
Students at all early college high schools will begin taking college courses as 9th graders and follow the program throughout the 4 years of high school until graduation.
Now, let's continue with our tour of the specific information that the early colleges have to offer.
It fully integrates students' high school and college experiences, both academically and socially.
It enables students to earn up to 2 years of college credit towards a degree while in high school.
It blends the curriculum as a coherent unit with high school and college level work into a single academic program that meets the requirements for both a high school diploma and an Associate of Arts degree or certificate.
It provides students access to support structures, academic, emotional, and social, that will enable students to navigate the educational process in higher education.
It grants college credits through the post-secondary partner institution and enables students to accumulate the credits towards a degree from that institution or to a university.
If selected to our early colleges, you will become a United ISD high school graduate as well as a Laredo College Palomino graduate. You can also join as many high school clubs and organizations you would like to be a part of.
We will continue our virtual tour with the United Biotechnology and Life Sciences Innovative Academy located at Johnson High School, also known as Blicia. Blicia follows a similar application and acceptance process as the early college high schools. The one difference for this program is that incoming 9th grade students from all middle schools are eligible to apply and become a Johnson High School Blicia student. As already mentioned, submit your application via the online portal at earlycollegeapply.uisd.net and make sure you and your parents watch the mandatory parent orientation video located in that portal by the deadline. To continue with our tour, we have Natalia. She will take you on a ride to explore what the Biotechnology and Life Sciences Innovative Academy has to offer.
United Biotechnology and Life Sciences Innovative Academy at Johnson High School, just like the other early colleges, is a small school designed for students to earn both a high school diploma and an associate's degree, or up to 60 college hours, but with a little more emphasis on science and math classes. Blicia allows you to obtain an associate's degree that has a stronger foundation for students interested in medical professions. One key difference is that Blicia has some additional components that will help you be workforce ready right after you graduate. Blicia offers students the opportunity to obtain different certifications in the medical field, including phlebotomy, medical assistant, dental assistant, and pharmacy technician. Blicia also incorporates work-based learning within their course curriculum through business industry partnerships. Remember, everyone can apply to Blicia regardless of your attendance zone.
As you internalize the college programs offered in each of our schools, you still have time to talk to your parents about your future plans and decisions.
Just a friendly reminder that when students take a college-level course, they also receive a high school credit on the equivalent course.
Grades earned will be included on your high school transcript, class ranking, and college GPA.
As a high school student, you can become familiar with college-level work while saving money.
Well, now that you have toured all the different programs UISD has to offer, you're probably wondering what else is unique about these programs. It is not only the programs, but the connections and experiences you will create during your 4 years in high school. Well, that's the end of our virtual tour. So remember,
Commitment,
Critical thinkers.
Problem solvers.
Workforce ready.
academic achievement,
accomplishment.
Provide you with an associate's degree.
All right, parents. So those were some of our students that have been in our early college programs in the past few years, sharing their experiences about their years as being a college student and a high school student. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of background. But nonetheless, we're going to provide you with a lot of information. We're trying to provide you with basic information, common questions that our parents have had throughout the years, and hopefully not too much to overwhelm you at the same time, because we do understand it's a lot of information. So now UISD has 5 early college programs. So we have Alexander High School. This is their first year. They have freshmen at this time. We have United High School, also their first year. We have United South Early College High School. They currently have all the way to junior. So they should be graduating. They will be graduating their first class next year. And then we have LBJ High School. They have been in existence. This is their 10th year. And we have Blicia. Blicia is very different than the other early colleges. As you can see, the first 4 that I named all offer an Associates of Arts. LBJ is very special and unique in the sense that it is focusing on the sciences. So everybody that's applying to the early college will have a tab that asks them if they are interested in Blicia. Only students that are interested in the medical field, that enjoy math and science, should click yes to Blicia. All of their electives will be in the health science field. They get an industry-based certification so that they're workforce ready, and they go to the hospitals to go and get some practice hours and be ready to apply for a job and get employed. So if your child is interested in Blicia, it is located at LBJ High School. This is their 7th year in existence. They've already graduated a few classes. But again, this one is only if you are interested in the medical field. Now, what is an early college? An early college program provides the students with an opportunity to obtain an associate's degree or up to 60 college hours at absolutely no cost to the parents or to the students. There are no book fees, there is no tuition. Anything that is occurred for your child will be paid by the district. Now, what is the difference between Associates of Arts and Associates of Science? As you see at the top, like I said, the first early colleges, the first 4, have an Associates of Art, and Blicia has an Associates of Science. I do want to mention and emphasize that most of the courses that the students will be taking are identical. Associates of Arts and Associates of Science are pretty much the 2 first years of any bachelor's degree. And this is pretty much a repeat of high school all over again. So they take their math, science, social studies, science courses, some electives. So it's a repeat of high school, but of course at the college level. The difference is that an Associates of Science has an additional math and 1 additional science. Another important difference to note is that the science courses that are offered in the Associates of Science, which is in Blicia only, they're a lot more rigorous in this Associates of Science. They take anatomy courses, academic anatomy courses, and they take additional math courses. So that is that is one of the common questions that we have. What's the difference between the 2? They're very similar. They just have about 3 courses that are a little bit different, of course, focusing more in the math and science. So this will help you guide your child more if they would be a good candidate for Blicia. Courses that we include in the student's 4-year plan should be transferable and applicable to any Texas public institution. This is also a very common question that we get. Are these classes going to transfer for my child? The classes that we plan and that we created in their 4-year plan, we planned that in mind so that regardless of what your child is going to study, most of them, if not all of them, should be transferable and applicable in Texas. Of course, if you leave Texas, then we can't guarantee. However, if your child is planning on attending, the common universities that they attend, TAMIU, UTSA, A&M, Kingsville, etc., they are transferable and applicable. It is important to note that the college courses that they take through our early college program are dual enrollment. And you might ask, what is dual enrollment? The word dual implies 2. So if a child is in a dual enrollment course, it counts for 2 things. It counts for high school graduation and for college credit. So it's pretty much killing 2 birds with 1 stone. They take 1 course and it counts for 2 things. As an example, when the child takes their freshman year, Art 1301, that gives them the Art 1301 college credit, and it replaces the Art high school graduation requirement. Once your child transitions to high school, you will see and you will listen to the presentations that there are certain courses that are required to get your high school diploma. Art is one of them. So a lot of our courses, or all of our courses, I might say, are aligned to a high school course so that it counts for high school graduation as well. So that is what dual enrollment is. So what do we require for our early college students? We require when you apply, when you start working on your application, you are going to see that you are only going to see the option to apply for the campus in your attendance zone. So you can only apply, for example, if you're a Trotman Middle student, you can only see Alexander. If you are an Elias Herrera, you will see United. Los Obispos, you will see LBJ. So you will only be able to apply for that early college. Blicia, however, because it is unique from the other programs, accepts students from all middle schools. If I do want to note on here that if you have any special circumstance, sorry about the background noise, but we have a lot of traffic in this area. If you have a child that has special circumstances, for example, they are a STEM student that is enrolled in Trotman Middle, but they don't belong to Alexander, they belong to United High School. We did put a disclaimer in the application that if you have any special circumstance, to please email us at earlycollege@uisd.net, and it's on the portal throughout, you will see. And that email comes to us and we will respond to you and we will make the changes accordingly, but that is only for exceptions. Other than that, you can only apply to what's in your attendance zone. Another important thing to note is we do not have any academic requirements to be eligible to apply. So students that have an A, students that have a C, they all have the same opportunity to be eligible for this program. The students are selected via a performance blind lottery, and I will show you the flyer in just a little bit. It is based on luck. So we will put all the students in, it's a program that we have, and by the click of a button, the students will be selected. So 100 students are selected for Alexander High School, United High School, and United South High School. 125 students for LBJ High School, and 100 students for Blicia. And again, anybody from the district, it doesn't matter what middle school you are in, you can apply to Blicia. Another thing to note is that you do not have to be TSI ready to be accepted. Now, what is TSI? TSI is required, it's an entrance exam that students must pass in order to take college classes. We have an agreement with Laredo College, and it is not required for the freshman level courses. However, to continue with the program in 10th grade, if the student has not passed their TSI, they can no longer continue with college courses. That does not mean that they are out. That just means they're not eligible for college courses. We continue working with them. And once they pass that TSI assessment, then we try our best to catch up the student or get them as much college hours as we possibly can. What is also required, if you are selected, we ask the students and the parents to attend a mandatory parent meeting that is going to be held in May, as well as a summer camp. One of the most important things to us to make our program successful and why they have been so successful, we really need parent support. And coming to these meetings, and more importantly, the May meeting, if your child is selected, is mandatory. If the parent or the student do not show up, you forego your opportunity, and then we call the next student on the wait list. Last year we had about 1,600 applications. We have a lot of kids on the wait list. So if at any point the student doesn't meet the requirements, we drop the student and we call the next one in line. Another requirement for early college is to attend Summer Bridge. Summer Bridge program helps your child become TSI ready if they are not already. And we also do a middle school to high school transition program. We cover topics such as what is Canvas, which is the Laredo College portal. It's not Tyler or Google Classroom. They use Canvas, they use Passport. They teach them how to communicate with the adjuncts. They talk to them about how to be a college student, the expectations of a college student. So even if your child is TSI ready, they still need to attend the other portion of the Summer Bridge, which is topics that we just discussed about. We do want to point out that while there are no academic requirements to enter the program, it takes a lot of dedication and hard work to be successful. We strongly encourage parents, and this we can't emphasize enough. We strongly encourage the parents to speak to your child to determine what program is the best fit for them. The moment they begin high school, they automatically become college students. And you know that college classes are very different, and they expect the rigor is exactly the same way. They have the same exact expectations than a traditional college student. So it really just depends on the maturity level of your child, on the dedication level of your child. Each of our children are different. Some of us, our children are ready a little bit earlier. Some of them are ready for college a little bit later, and there's nothing wrong with that. So we really want to emphasize that this is an independent decision based on the parent and the student and what they feel is best for them. Once you get a college course grade, they are permanent and they are going to impact your child's post-secondary institution after graduation, whether it be positive or negative. So if they get A's in freshman year, those A's are going to be waiting for them when they are 18 and ready to apply to TAMIU or wherever it is that they're going. Same goes for an F. If the child does not take the class seriously and they are not responsible and do their homework and, need all those reminders and not get those good test grades, that F is also going to be waiting for them the moment that they graduate from high school and are ready to enroll at a post-secondary institution. Therefore, it's very important that the child understands the commitment that they are making and that the parent is making as well, because these are permanent impacts that your child is going to have. So again, it varies child by child. You know your child best. Are they ready for this? Can they handle this kind of responsibility? And the answer varies by every child is different, like I said. Additional information that we want to share. We're very proud to say that we have had over 600 students that have graduated with an associate's degree from our early college program. And this is something to be very proud about. Our early college programs have been invited at the state level to present about the success rate that we have. And we do that because we have a lot of systems in place to assist our students. Now, these as of right now are only from LBJ High School because that's the only location that our students have, the program has been in existence for long. But next year, we proudly will add United South, and in a few years, we'll be adding Alexander and United High School. It is a good honor, an amazing honor to see our students before they even graduate from high school. 2 weeks prior from graduating from high school, if they pass all of their courses and they earn their associate's degree, they walk the Laredo College Palomino stage, and they get their associate's degree not even before they graduate from high school. So that is an amazing accomplishment for our students. Moving on, if selected, students may participate, and this is a very, very common question. Students may participate in early college and magnet, and only if they are in the same campus. So for example, if your child belongs to Alexander High School and they apply to the Alexander High School early college, and they are also interested in the magnet program at Alexander, if they get selected for both, then they can do both at the same time. However, if your child belongs to, again, I'll use the same example, Alexander High School, but they want the United High School magnet program and they get selected to both, then at that point, at the end, then when the child receives all of their acceptance letters, then they must make a decision of which program they are going to stay with, the early college or the magnet program. So again, they can participate in both only if they are in the same campus. Another question that we get is early college acceptance transferable? No, it is not. So if you get accepted into LBJ, you can't say, can I move over to United South, etc. So the early college that you get accepted, that is the only one that acceptance gets honored. For students in early college, they do not take regular classes. All courses, all high school courses are advanced. They're pre-AP, AP, so that we can make sure that we maintain that rigor and that expectation. We don't want them to get, go from first block being in a college class to second block in a regular education class. We try to keep our kids together, and that helps them a lot in maintaining the same conversations and helping each other out. All of the courses that we give our students are taken throughout the school day and school year at the student's campus. So they don't need any after school, they don't need summer school. They don't travel to Laredo College. Everything takes place at their high school campus. Who are these courses taught by? So most of our courses are taught by our own UISD teachers. We have our program that grows our teachers to help them obtain their masters, and they have the required credentials by Laredo College. So Laredo College approves our teachers, and our high school teachers become adjuncts. However, if an adjunct is not available, Laredo College works with us and they provide an instructor. UISD will also assign a facilitator, so they will have a facilitator and an adjunct to provide the support, additional support that the students might need on non-contact days. So as we all know, most of college courses require 2 contact days, which is either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. So one of the reasons why our programs is very successful, or they're very successful, is because on the other 3 days, our students get reteach, group work, individualized attention, any other intervention that might help the student become successful. So Laredo College contact days, they're, let's say, those 2 days, and the remaining days, we provide the support and the remediation that our students need, because it is a big growing curve for our students to transition from high school to the following year, be taking college courses and be responsible more than anything to turn in the assignments on time, that there's no extensions. If you don't turn it in, you don't turn it in. So it's a lot of growth that needs to happen within that 1 year, but that's why we have our high school adjuncts and our high school facilitators to help the student transition to that level of maturity and responsibility. Our students can participate, and they do participate in extracurricular activities, but it is important to note that academics will always be a priority. So while all courses fit on their schedule for the 4 years, including academics, if for whatever reason they run out of space, either because they need a STAR intervention course, etc., if we have to remove something from their schedule, their extracurricular activities will be the first ones to go. However, our coaches and our sponsors work very well with our students, and even if they're not enrolled in the class, they will work with them after school to be able to allow the student to take advantage of all the programs that UISD has to offer. We do recommend another question that we get is, do I need to make my decision right now? My child only applied to magnet because they really weren't sure, so they didn't turn in early college, or vice versa. Right now, we recommend that if your child is interested, apply everywhere. If you get selected in February in the lottery, and then in April they call you and they say you're also accepted into the magnet, you can always change your mind. And if you said, you know what, I got accepted in February to the early college, but I changed my mind, I want to go to the magnet program, you can always decline early college, and we call the next child in line. So it's better to do that than to not put your name in the bucket at all and miss out on potential opportunities. So if your child has that doubt, or you have that doubt, we definitely recommend that you apply to both applications, because magnet is one application, early college is another one. Apply to both of them. And once you get all your results, then you make your decision at that point together with your student and the parent together. We created several flowcharts because we know that because of the vast opportunities that UISD offers, sometimes we get confused with the programs that our students have available to them. All campuses offer dual enrollment courses. Our program is early college, but there's also another program called Early Start. They have the word early, both of them, so it can be confusing, but early college is the one that you're in today. And I'm going to point out a few differences. So for example, for early college, as you can see, requirements, we don't have any. But for early start, you can only apply if you have an 85 GPA and you are already TSI ready. For early college, you can only apply in 8th grade. And for early start, you can apply 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, depending on when your child is ready. The deadline for the programs, we have the deadline in January. For early college, it is next Wednesday. And for early start, it is May of 8th through 11th, depending on when they're ready to apply. Admissions, our students are accepted through a lottery. And early start, if they meet the requirements, they're in. Enrollment capacity. We accept 100 students for Alexander, United, and South, 100 for Blicia as well, and 125 for LBJ. For early start, there is no enrollment limit. TSI, you do not require to get admitted, but you do need it for 10th grade college courses. So again, if your child is not TSI ready by then they cannot take college courses, but we will continue working with them. You do need TSI for admission, and you need TSI math once the child is ready for math courses in the early start pathway. Magnet program, like I mentioned earlier, you can participate in both magnet and early college if they are in the same campus. In early start, it's the same way. If you're at a magnet, they offer early start, so you can participate if they're in the same campus. Where can you apply? For early college, it is based on attendance zone. Blicia accepts from all middle schools. And early start, you apply at the campus that you're in based on your attendance zone. And I think the biggest difference is college hours. Early college gives you the opportunity for a full associate's degree or up to 60 college hours. Early start pathway offers up to 33 college hours, so it's approximately half. However, they do have additional summer opportunities, so they can get up to 48 college hours if they participate in every single summer session starting freshman year. So that is probably one of the biggest difference. Now let's talk a little bit about our online process. Our applications did open December 8th. You should have received a postcard with our information, and they will close by next Wednesday, January 24th. We do not take in any late applications, so we highly encourage that it is completed prior to. We know that sometimes technology, while it's wonderful, it can work against us, just like it did in the YouTube video a little bit earlier in our meeting. So we do encourage you to turn it in as soon as you can. Right now, we already have over 1,000 applications submitted. And make sure that it says your application is final, and the student will receive an email confirming that their application has been finalized. Students must use their UISD student email. Students, be very, very careful. A lot of the mistakes that we get when students reach out to us that they can't log in is because of typos in their emails. For example, instead of putting .net, they put .com, or they misspell their name, or they miss a letter or two. So that be very careful when you're typing in your information. The online applications are submitted through the online portal. The link is there, earlycollegeapply.uisd.net. You only need one application for any of our 5 early colleges. And there is a video embedded on there. I know a lot of our parents have questions about what courses are weighted, how does it affect my GPA, dropping a course. So there is about a 15-minute video that is included on the portal, and it answers a lot of questions about the expectations for the 4 years and how it affects your grade and so on and so forth. So this is a mandatory parent video. You should have received it to your parent email. We encourage you and your child to watch it together so that you can really determine if this is the best program for you. Once all tabs have been completed, make sure that your application is submitted as final. Here is the flyer for our lotteries. It is included in the portal. You're welcome to take a picture of it at this time. The lotteries will be available in person, so you're welcome to attend the campus in person. You can also watch it via Zoom or Facebook Live. So you do have different options available depending on your flexibility. If you want to show up to the campus, a lot of parents like to be there, and they get excited and celebrate once their child's name gets selected. But if you can't make it, that's okay. We do have other options for you. So take a picture of this so that you know the date and time, and you have the QR codes to sign in to the lotteries. So what happens if you get selected? If you get selected, students will receive an email. Sorry, I just muted. All right, so students will be receiving an email, so it's very important and it's starting the responsibility of the student. They'll receive an email on March 1st from Early College, giving them their acceptance letter and steps on what to complete next. So when they log back in, they will have to accept the program. There is a contract that needs to be signed by the parent and the student. Of course, we ask that you read through that contract because it's our manual condensed into one page about, again, the expectations of the program, and some other requirements that we have. The moment that they become early college students, they also become Laredo College Palomino students. So we will be helping the students apply to Laredo College. We will include a step-by-step on the portal, but we will also be going to the middle schools to help the students apply to Laredo College. So we will take care of that also upon acceptance of the program. And then we provide the summer bridge information so that parents, please, ask your child, what day is your summer bridge program? Because we do not make exceptions for either vacations, etc. It is very important. Early college takes a lot of commitment and sacrifice, and this is the first sacrifice that we ask of our students, is to be present in summer bridge. If they don't attend summer bridge, then they will not be accepted into the program. The deadline to submit these documents is March 22nd. And then all parent meetings, doesn't matter what early college it is May 14th, and we will share that information about the time. They're usually at around 6 o'clock, but all that information will be included in the portal so that you know when your meeting is going to happen, and so that you can make sure that you make plans to attend. And of course, we spoke about the mandatory summer bridge program. At this time, I do want to ask, I'll pass the mic to the deans in a little bit, but I do want to ask Ms. Roxy, do you have at this time, she is our Laredo College representative. We work very, very closely with Laredo College. They do amazing things for our students. And Ms. Castillo has been, with us since the inception of early college, and she's filled with a wealth of information. So Ms. Castillo, at this time, do you have anything to share with our parents?
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and your interest in the early colleges. At the moment, I do not have anything to add, but I will be here for any questions that you might have at the end of the presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Roxy. I would also like to pass the mic on to our deans, to Ms. Maria Teresa Lopez from United High School and Ms. Michelle Lopez from Alexander High School. Mr. Burrier from United South and Ms. Sandoval from LBJ are in the Spanish session. We did have to divide and conquer since we went virtual. That's why they're not here with us, but we do have Ms. Maria Teresa Lopez and Ms. Michelle Lopez. So at this time, ladies, if you have anything to share, feel free.
Thank you so much. My name is Maria Teresa Lopez, and I'm the proud dean of United High School's Early College Academy. Thank you so much. Pardon me, I'm losing my voice, but thank you so much for joining us today for our virtual parent meeting. I do want to stress the importance of everything that Ms. Gonzalez shared with you today during the presentation. I know that as parents, we always want the best for our children. We want to give them every single opportunity to excel both academically and in their personal lives. But you have to understand that with that, the commitment that comes with being an early college student is very, very, very great. With that in mind, I do want to advise you that if you are going to apply for the early college program, I suggest that you sit down with your child and have a conversation about the importance and the commitment that this program is going to take. Particularly if you see that you really want this for your child, but perhaps your child is not on board 100%, you both need to be on the same page, because you have to remember that the child ultimately is the one that's going to have to attend the classes, go to tutorials, do the boot camp, do the TSI classes, be really, really dedicated and understand the commitment that they're undertaking by, applying for this program and hopefully and ultimately getting accepted. With that said, it is a wonderful opportunity. This is the first year that United High School does have their early college academy active and going. And I can speak volumes about how wonderful it has been to work with our students and to see them grow. But then again, it completely comes from those students. They have to have a growth mindset. They have to know that they have to be committed to, doing whatever it takes, being present for Saturday TSI sessions, for after school boot camps, going in and making those appointments, or for tutorial sessions with their instructors, with their pre-AP classes. So it is not for the faint of heart, but it truly is a program that is very rewarding. And it is for those students that ultimately want to succeed and have the challenge coming into high school while working on their associate's degree. So I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you today, and for also, your interest in the Early College Academy programs here at United Independent School District.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Ms.
Good evening, parents. My name is Michelle Lopez. I am the proud dean of our early college here at Alexander High School. I've actually overseen our dual enrollment program here at Alexander for the last 5 years. So as far as college classes, I'm very well versed in those, but I can tell you from experience, and this is working with our early start pathway students and now our early college students, is that many of you are going to ask, is it possible for them to be involved in, extracurricular activities along with being involved in our programs? Yes, it is. But I will tell you, just like I tell the, parents that sign their children up for early start pathway, it is all about your child's dedication. Okay. If they understand that every night when they come home, despite how tired they may feel from, early morning practices or late afternoon practices for whatever, extracurricular event they're involved in, they also understand that they have to come home and put in the time to do, the work that they have to do, then these are definitely the programs for you. Okay. But before you all fill out that application, or even if you've already filled out the application, please make sure, just like Ms. Lopez said, please sit down and talk to your child, because it is true. At the end of the day, it is your child in that classroom. Okay. Parents, if you're not aware of this, you will not be able to see how they're doing in their college classrooms. Okay. Another one is, if you look at the 4-year plan, you're also going to see that your children will now be enrolled in pre-AP courses. Okay. So the rigor of those courses is higher than a regular class, than a regular English class or a regular algebra class, or regular biology class. And that's because the expectation is that we're going to help build your child up to make them a stronger college student. So before you all fill out this application, or again, if you've already submitted it, please make sure you all are having these conversations. Because one of the things that we've seen is, at the end, some of the kids that have applied have, felt like maybe this wasn't the program for them. And unfortunately, there's a lot of kids on the list that didn't get called because your child took that spot. Okay. And then the other thing that I can't stress enough is please, please, please make sure that the information you all put on the application is your most up-to-date information. Emails, cell phone numbers, and if for any reason any of that changes, especially once we've conducted the lottery, please make sure to reach out to us and let us know when something has changed, so that if we have to communicate with you for any reason, preparation for our parent meeting, preparation for summer bridge, or anything beyond that, that we can definitely be able to get a hold of you, because it helps us out a lot to have your most up-to-date information. So I'm excited for you all to take this step, for your children to take this step, because it is a great opportunity for them. At the end of the day, it's 60 hours of college. It's an associate's degree. But all of this is all, contingent on what your child is wanting to do for themselves in these programs. So thank you.
Thank you. Also, at this time, I am going to answer. Well, first of all, I'm going to go back to the lottery, because they asked if I could go back to the lottery so that you all can take a picture. So while I answer some questions, I'm going to leave the lottery information on here. So Summer Bridge varies by high school, but they are typically held in June. So it is really up to the discretion of the dean to work with the students. Basically, if they don't attend Summer Bridge, they are not eligible to be in the program. Like I said, that is part of one of the first sacrifices that we do ask. We don't want, the last thing we want is for students to start their college career not understanding what Canvas is, and the student next to them already understands all of that. We have a lot of important topics that are covered during Summer Bridge. We will find out more about Summer Bridge soon, depending on the campus. It does vary. Some of them do offer a virtual session in the afternoon, but it is at the dean's discretion as to how they want to work on their Summer Bridge program. So I don't have a set answer for you as far as Summer Bridge goes, other than it is an expectation. However, the deans will be able to work with the parents and the students individually to see what the situation is. If they pass TSI, do they need to attend Summer Bridge? Yes, they do. TSI is in the morning. And after that, in the afternoon, that is where we have the other topics that are being discussed. So yes, Summer Bridge is required regardless of TSI, if they passed or not. It just means that they don't have to wake up early in the morning and they can just show up in the afternoon. Another question is, what is the difference between magnet and early college? Early college is college courses. Then the student gets to select their electives based on what they're interested in. If they're interested in culinary, they take culinary electives. If they're interested in engineering, they take engineering electives. So whatever their interest might be, the remainder electives will be based on the student's interest. But the rest of them are the combination of high school and college courses combined. The magnet program does not include college courses per se. They just have a certain area of, they focus on a certain area. For example, United focuses on engineering, Alexander on the medical field, health science, and then United South is business. So they just have a lot more courses, a little bit stronger of an emphasis in those. But again, there's dual credit options for students in the magnet program as well. I don't want to answer too much for the magnet program. They do have their meeting tomorrow in person. Theirs didn't get affected by the weather. So I believe it's at 6 p.m., but you all should have gotten that information at the SAC. And they'll be talking to you guys there about the COGAT exam and the report cards. For early college, you do not need any report cards or any exams. So that is not for early college. The early college just need you turn in the application, and that is all you need. And then at the lottery, you will find out if you got in or not. And Mr. Arrega, am I missing any other questions that were on the chat?
Some of the clarifications, someone mentioned, Ms. Ramos mentioned that for the Summer Bridge, to communicate any concerns with Mr. Berrier. Well, if your child gets elected into United South Early College, yes, you talk to Mr. Berrier, but it depends. If he gets elected to United, it will be with Ms. Lopez, Ms. Maria Teresa Lopez, and if it's Alexander, Ms. Michelle Lopez. It depends where, because I know someone put it on the chat that it was Mr. Berrier, but he's only the dean for South. There's other couple of questions. Are two different lotteries for Blicia and the other one? Yes, Blicia has his own lottery.
Absolutely. So you can also take a picture of this screen. That is the contact information for the dean in particular. And you'll see this in the early college website. Well, at the top where you see earlycollege@uisd.net. For any general early college questions, please send your questions to us, and we will guide you. That comes to myself, to Ms. Villalobos, and to Ms. Sanchez, and we answer our emails promptly the same day for sure. But if it's anything in particular about a question at the campus level, you can reach out to the deans. But if they're general questions, we can help you out. This QR code will lead you to our early college website. There is also a Google site, a Google link on there. I know a lot of our parents have questions about, tell me exactly what classes my child is going to take. If you go to this QR code and you click on the Google site, you will be able to see the 4-year plans as to how many college courses your child will take. We start them off slow, 3 freshman year, and then of course it starts intensifying 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So there's a lot of other resources on here. We have student testimonials as well. A lot of resources to help you make the best decision for your child. Any other questions? And I'm sorry, Ms. Rosie, I did not see her when I was writing down the names. Ms. Rosie Ramos is one of our counselors. She is a counselor for United South High School. So thank you very much, Rosie, for being here this afternoon. Any other questions, parents, before we conclude this meeting? I see which program specializes in culinary arts. No early college specializes in culinary arts or magnet program specializes in culinary arts. However, culinary arts courses are offered at all 4 high schools. So there is no program that emphasizes on it, but it's available everywhere else. What happens if the student isn't selected for the lottery? Are there more programs? Okay, so first of all, I do want to say that if your child isn't selected in the lottery, don't get discouraged. The wait list moves quite a bit. Because once magnet results come in, and if a child drops early college for magnet, we call the next student on the list, and our list keeps moving all the way to July. So you don't get discouraged by that. If they don't get selected, like the chart that I showed you, the early start pathway, the early start pathway is available at all 4 high schools. It's less opportunities for college hours. However, it's still an amazing opportunity, something that a lot of us, wish we had when we were in high school. But the difference is that you need to be TSI ready, 85 GPA, and it's less college hours, but there are dual enrollment or college courses available for your child. Applications when you're coming from a different school. Let me see. I also saw a question on here. If you're moving homes, the only way that we can move you, the best thing I can tell you is to contact me through the early college email. Everybody, there might be special cases where you already moved and you haven't updated on Tyler. We can only put you in the lottery for the address that you currently live in. So, but contact us and I will work with you individually. They will be having meetings for dual, yes. TSI, every campus is different, so every middle school tests at different times. Early start will have a meeting later on, maybe like in April, so that we don't have too many programs going on at the same time. We do accept students from outside of the district, and based on their attendance zone, that is the lottery that we place the child in. Okay. How can my child apply to early college? You need to visit the website earlycollegeapply.uisd.net and submit your application. So that's earlycollegeapply.uisd.net. You create the registration and then you fill out the tabs. Every tab should have a green check mark when you completed it, and then you select submit as final, and you should receive a confirmation to your child's email address. Okay, another thing that was noted on here, if you feel by any chance, and I will tell you, I have children of my own, they all have a different maturity level. Some I might tell you, yes, early college might be for them, and some I might tell you, no, it might not be for them. And it's not because they're not smart enough. It's maturity has a lot to do with it. So I see one of the questions on here is, if they're not ready right now as 8th graders, what can I do about that? Then maybe early start might be better for that child to say, you know what, maybe 9th grade, you're not ready yet, but 10th grade, they grew a lot. Their maturity level is very different. They passed their TSI and now they're a good candidate. Again, we can't emphasize, I think the most important part about these programs is that your child and what they're capable of and what they're ready for. And that is what should guide you. Remember that they're going to be in all pre-AP, AP courses, college courses that do not water down. It's the same rigor as they require at Laredo College. So ultimately, it is an individual decision for the parent and the student. Any other question that we can help answer for you tonight?
Ms. Gonzalez, they're asking how can they make sure that they completed the application.
So you can always log back into the portal and you will see that on the right-hand side, it will say final, but the student should have also received an email as a confirmation that their application was submitted. If you have not submitted it as final, I've been sending reminders. Sorry if I've been bombarding your email, but I've been sending reminders that your application is on draft and what to do when your application is on draft. The middle school counselors are also helping out by pulling out the students whose application is on draft. We will not run the lottery with any applications on draft. We either have to finalize them or withdraw them. After hearing this information, and if you feel that maybe the early college might not be the best fit for your child at this moment, you can also log back in and withdraw the application if you choose to. Okay. The meeting for early start, that is later on in the semester, on April or May. If your child put in missing information, it won't let you submit without missing information, but if you feel that there are typos, you can log back in and make changes. So not just because you finalized it, you can still go back in and change it. Again, if you have a special circumstance regarding your attendance zone, or the child is a STEM student and they belong into another high school, please email Early College. I will personally take care of those changes and make sure to move your child manually once I verify the attendance zone on Tyler, etc. So just make sure you contact us and we'll be more than happy to help you. The recording will be placed, hopefully once I get it, and I get it altered a little bit by communications, because I know we were for 30 minutes while parents were logging in. I need to make sure to just make some changes on there, and I will post it onto our UISD. You can hover, go to the UISD website, and under parents, there's a tab for parents. If you hover over that, there is an Early College link. So that's the easiest way that you will find our information. Again, go to uisd.net, hover over parents, click on Early College, and you will find plenty of resources on there. And for the parents that have questions on classes in particular, there's a link for the Google site. In the Google site, you will find the 4-year plan, and it'll tell you which are the college courses. If you have questions, again, about what lottery they're in and if they're in the STEM, again, email me at earlycollege@uisd.net, and I'll be happy to help you with that. Transportation, yes, will be provided for Blicia. If they live all the way in the north, we have students that belong to Washington Middle, and they are bused all the way to LBJ. They do have to wake up a lot earlier, but our students do great. They've been doing amazing in our programs. So yes, there will be transportation, but your child will be waking up a little bit earlier. Just be aware of that. TSI test, all middle schools should be offering the TSI test. It depends when your child is enrolled in the class that gives that assessment or the preparation for it. If you also want to take your child on your own, you can also take them to TAMIU. You can call TAMIU and ask them to register for TSI, and they will help you get your child TSI tested. Do you need to attend tomorrow's meeting? That is up to you. If your child is interested in the magnet programs, tomorrow's meeting is at 6 p.m. at the SAC. Please don't quote me on the time. I want to say it's 6 p.m., but that is not our department. So I encourage you to please call either your middle school counselor or call Advanced Academics, that is the department, or check the Facebook page for UISD. But that one is in person, like ours was supposed to be. Do they need to pass all TSI exams for early college to get accepted? You don't need to pass any of them. Of course, the earlier they pass it, the better, so that the child is not stressing. That we see that a lot. Our freshman kiddos, spring semester, summer, you see it in them that they're very stressed out that they haven't been able to pass. So the sooner they pass it, the better, because that way the child knows one less thing to worry about. But to continue with 10th grade, they need the TSI ELAR. And to continue with the math course, which is junior year, they need the TSI math and the sciences. They also need the TSI math for math and sciences. I see questions about magnet. Just please make sure to attend their meeting tomorrow, and Mr. Rosales and his department will share that information with you all. All right, I think that is pretty much it. We do want to also emphasize, I see a question here about the STAGS program. Remember that when you get selected, we only have a certain number of slots. So you can't say 9th grade I'm in, but 10th grade, never mind, I want out. When you're in, we require commitment for the full 4 years. So if you have plans of moving somewhere else, we ask you to be considerate in the sense of allowing somebody else, affording them the opportunity of taking full advantage of the 4 years of early college. Again, I can't emphasize our programs have been doing very well. We have over 600 graduates, proudly that, and right now we're already seeing the fruits of our labor. We went to Los Obispos and we have teachers that were a part of the early college program as students. We have students going already into the medical field. Their hard work is paying off. So it's very much worth it. So it's just making sure that, is your child ready and willing to work hard every day and studying and hitting those books, because it will take a lot of extra work than a typical high school student. All right, parents. Well, if there are no further questions, then Again, we really want to thank you for taking the time to be here with us this evening. I know that we're all very busy, and then with the last minute changes, so it's a lot of sacrifice on your end. But thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for taking this first step in being supportive of your child's future. If you have any further questions, please email us at earlycollege@uisd.net, and we will be more than happy to assist you. You all have a wonderful night, and stay safe. Good night.